Hey guys, welcome to the Raiders live stream. Let me take that little sign off the front there. All right, so good to see you. And I'm looking to see if anyone is here. Here we go. Okay, hey there. Becky is here. Sandra's here. Linda, Amber, Steve, and okay, good. So thank you, Steve. Steve just confirmed it. So far, sounding good on your end. So I went through and reworked all kinds of stuff to make sure that I didn't have a repeat of last time, which was kind of a disaster. A lot of audio issues. So anyway, so I learned my lesson and I just really checked everything very carefully this time. I rebooted my Wi-Fi. I don't know if that was the culprit or not, but anyway, so thank you, Steve. And let me know if there's any other problems. So hello Geraldine. Hi to you and all. So, okay, welcome to the Rigganators live stream. So, this last about a week ago, I ran a poll in the Rigganators group, and because I just wanted to kind of find out what of my songs, what are the ones that you guys like really dig? You know, what are the songs that people really like? And I was really curious to see if there were certain songs that would get lots of votes and other songs that maybe didn't get as many. And so it's interesting to see. Oops, I just went to someone else's video on my tablet here. So okay, there we go. Now I'm back to my video. And so I decided I'm going to share the poll results today, and I'm also going to do the top 4 songs that were on the in the poll. And so I'll reveal each of those. I'm going to start with number 4 and work my way up to number 1 just to ratchet up the excitement. I don't know. I'm not sure if anyone would be excited about this, but, you know, it's kind of fun. So that's what's going to happen today. I do want to tell you a little bit of news. The folks in the Rigganators, or not Rigganators, the Patreon Inner Circle, my subscribers over in Patreon, those guys have seen a little bit of what's coming. In just a few weeks, my next single is coming out, and I just submitted it today. I got the final master. The final mix and master was done today, and finally got that approved, and it's in the pipeline for distribution right now. So the cover, had my Patreon subscribers help me pick the cover. This is the one that we ended up with. And so the song is called Kind. It's the Corey Asbury song, if you know who he is. And I'm very excited for that song to get out into the world. And I really like the very different approach that my producer and I took to that song. So that's coming out. The drop date for that, the date that should be out in the world is September 27th. So that's 3 weeks from now, which normally you want to get that stuff into your distribution channel, you know, like maybe 6 weeks in advance, and I'm only doing 3, which means that it might not show up on all the services at the same time. So unfortunately, I'm sure it'll be on Spotify, Pandora, but it might not make it to some of the other places quite yet. So then there's a gazillion streaming services, so I don't even know how to check all that. So anyway, September 27th, that is when the new single Kind will come out, and folks who are in the Patreon Inner Circle, you'll get to hear that song early. And in fact, those of you who aren't able to support me on that, I have a free level, and there are certain things occasionally that people at the free subscription level get to have. And one of the things that I'm planning is even free subscribers on Patreon will get to hear this single a couple of weeks in advance. In fact, it might even be this week before I might get it out this week. So if you're interested in that at all, go to the description in this video, and you'll see a link to go to the Patreon Inner Circle, and you can sign up. And if you can support me there, that's great. But if you just want to do the free membership and occasionally get to see some of this exclusive stuff, then you're welcome to do that. I'd be overjoyed to have you. So let's see. Checking in again, we've got aloha to you, Tom, and Randy, and and Sandra says, I love your version of Kind. Thank you. So also the Inner Circle folks have heard just a demo of my version of that song. So the actual for real recording, it's so much better. So I can't wait for you guys to hear it. So anyway, that is my big news coming up September 27th. The release of the new single. It's going to be the first song from Shepherds and Wolves, and that's coming out September 27th. Okay, so I mentioned we had a hang on here while I make a quick adjustment. We had a little poll in the Rigganators Facebook group, and I just asked the question, songs of mine what are your favorites? What do you like? And so people voted, and so today on this little whiteboard we are going to reveal what those votes are. So the number 4 song was "Show Them Jesus," which you guys probably this is a song I've done a million times. It was used by the Jesus Film Project, part of Crew Campus Crusade for Christ, used in their marketing for a while, a couple years I think. I began writing it in Africa, and I was in Tanzania in 2003 with the Jesus Film Project, and I'm actually not going to do the song because I just did it a couple weeks ago. So I'm actually going to do song number 5. But here's what the chorus of "Show Them Jesus" sounds like. And I should also say, I didn't have much time today, and so I barely got this thing set up. I have not actually run through any of these songs that I'm going to do tonight. So it could be a mess. I did do a sound check to make sure everything sounds good, but I might, some of these songs I haven't played for a little while. But here's the chorus of "Show Them Jesus." Show them Jesus, show them real love, let his heart beat on in you. Live out the message with all that you made of, let your light unveil the truth, and all the world will see him in us. Show them Jesus. Should have had a chart in front of me. I've played that a million times, but still, I'm the guy who, like, if there's a piano and you say, "Hey, Scott, go play a song," I literally, my mind will be completely blank and I can't think of a single song I've ever played before. And sometimes that happens too with songs that I know really well. Suddenly I'm like, how does this even go? So anyway, number 4 was "Show Them Jesus," but I'm not going to do that one because I did it just a couple weeks ago in the live stream. So instead, I'm going to do the song that was number 5, and that is "Even If," which if you know the history of this song, I recorded it in 1998 the first time, and I recorded it with my band, the Nobodies, and it was actually on the radio. It got into the top 20, which was super weird. And then I recorded it again in, 2021? My Beautiful and Terrible album came out, and it's on that project as well. So I'm going to go ahead and do that one real quick. And let's see, checking in again, and thank you, Tom. I appreciate the encouragement. Hey there, Chris. Good to see you. And Ricky is here. Hey, Ricky, you made it on the right night. Way to go. I was kidding her because she was asking me, "Where's the live stream?" yesterday. And, so yeah. Anyway, love you, Ricky. You're awesome. And my brother's here. Hey, Rob. Good to see you. Okay. I do want to remind you guys, I do have the way that the live streaming works now with Facebook is that I have about a minute of lag time between what I'm singing and saying and when you see it. So when you post a comment, it's going to take me a while to actually see it because of that delay. So I also see that Mark is here. Mark Copley. Mark, you remember the song "Even If" back in the Nobodies days. And Ray DeLoe is watching. Hey, Ray. So good to see you here. Ricky, you're awesome. Okay, so I'm going to do the song "Even If," and this is one that has been really encouraging to me. It's funny, I'll write a song and then years later it like has new meaning for me as I put more miles on my life, and a song like this, which is about continuing to trust God even when you feel that what is coming is going to be really hard. And in this case, it was written about. I'm just going to sing the song. I'm not going to explain it so much. So this is "Even If." Let me get my track going. Okay, so this is from the Beautiful and Terrible album from a few years ago, and this is called "Even If." Rain is falling through the bars on my window. And tonight I've never felt so alone. I whisper your name and I know that you hear me. Oh, you hear me, that's all I need to know. Oh, I am not ashamed of my chains, for this prisoner's heart is free. I have been unafraid to speak your name, for I know whom I have believed. I know whom I have believed. And even if you never stop the rain, and even if the morning does not come, and even if I face the end today, I will not stop trusting you. I will not stop trusting you. And I've seen your light in the deepest of shadows, and I know I've never been left alone. You have proven you will never forsake me, and soon you'll come to take me home. I pray you'll come to take me home. And even if you never stop the rain, and even if the morning does not come, and even if I face the end today, I will not stop trusting you. I will not stop trusting you. Really should have practiced this. And even if you never stop the rain, and even if the morning does not come, and even if I face the end today, whatever comes, I will trust you. We got to that instrumental part and I suddenly remembered, I don't really remember what that little melody is, so I did figure out most of it. So anyway, that's okay. We're all friends here, right? So that's Even If, and again, we are going through the poll that we did on Facebook. You guys responded to the poll, and the number 4 song was Show Them Jesus, but since I just did that a couple weeks ago, I did the number 5 song instead, Even If. And so let's drum roll, please. The next song, number 3, is Circling Jericho. And I'm so glad that you guys are also picking some of my favorite songs, because I really love this one a lot. This is a song that and I may have mentioned this before, but I very nearly did not actually release this song. I panicked during the recording process, and I thought, you know what, this song nobody's going to relate to. It's just entirely too personal. This is about my struggle to remain, to even in the hardest of times, to keep trusting God. And I just thought, this is just too much my own personal struggle. Nobody else is going to relate to this. Clearly, I'm wrong about that, because this is one of the top songs that you guys chose. And it's one that I have had a million conversations with people about after concerts and Facebook messaging, stuff like that, and just emails that people have sent me, that this is a song that really speaks to them. So anyway, so I'm going to do Circling Jericho. Let's see. Just going to check in real quick. Hey there, Cleveland, and thank you, Chris. Excuse me. And then, hey, Mom and Dad, good to see you. Claudia, good to have you here. Thank you. And thank you, Thomas. That's awesome. All right, so this is Circling Jericho. And again, it's a song about, it was inspired by the idea in the Old Testament of the people of God. They had crossed over the Jordan, and the first thing that they were told that they were going to do was to conquer the city of Jericho. And it seemed like an impossible thing. And yet God ultimately brought those walls down, and he was victorious. And I would think that from that point on, they would never lose faith again. But of course, being human beings, they did. So this is Circling Jericho. My brother says, Circling Jericho has all the feels. Yes, it does. Thank you. We all struggle, for sure. So I'm going to do Circling Jericho for you. And, oops, getting a little bit of water. All right. So, I love the fact that we snuck some banjo on this song. This, I always, in terms of production, I always am looking for something interesting and different that isn't necessarily showing up in pop music. Like on the Clouds and Fire record, there's a bunch of flute, which is not cool. Actually, and it's funny how in the music world there are certain things that are cool and then they become not cool, like totally not cool, and everybody just sort of mocks them. And flute is one of those instruments where it's just not considered cool in pop music. So I absolutely decided, well then for sure I'm going to put some flute on my record. But this one, I love the banjo on it. So this is Circling Jericho. Here we go. This is not where I thought you'd lead me, and though I know that you would never leave me, still I feel alone. And I don't want to be here anymore, but I'm holding true to this lonely orbit, marching ever on. And step by step, one foot at a time, round and around this unbroken line, and all I know, I'm still circling Jericho. If I'm completely honest, I can't quite tell if I've been making progress, but still I stumble on. Yeah, and here I go once more with feeling, a smile and a song that's maybe too revealing, but till these walls are gone, oh, step by step, I'm still circling Jericho, and I've seen you part the waters, and we crossed the river Jordan, walked across under island. Oh, we took 12 stones and we built an altar, so we always would remember, and never forget. And yeah, As I'm still circling Jericho. Circling Jericho. Oh, still circling Jericho. If you've ever felt that, if you've ever felt like you were waiting for God to do the things that he's promised, you're in that waiting time where God's made promises, but those promises aren't fulfilled yet. That's what that song is about, is maintaining courage and hanging in there until the promises of God will be fulfilled, because we know he will fulfill his promises. And the day is going to come when he's going to make things right. And I feel like that's so important for me to remind myself about it. And that's why I've written so many songs that seem to be about that subject. I usually don't realize it until I've finished writing a few songs, that I look back and realize, oh, I'm dealing with, these are the things apparently in the back of my mind that I'm dealing with. Sometimes not in the back of my mind, like this song, which let's check in with comments, and then I'll show you the next song in the poll. And if you've just joined us, if you've just popped in, let's see. Let me get comments. I don't seem to have any way to see comments all of a sudden. The comments are all gone. I don't know why. So I know you guys are there. You were there a minute ago. But now, come on. There we go. All right. All right. Okay, great. And yeah. So a lot of love for Circling Jericho. Thank you guys. I appreciate that. And a lot of folks have. And Steve, I love what you wrote here. I'm just going to go ahead and read it. Now, you guys can always read the comments, obviously, but Steve just wrote something that I thought was really helpful, and my comments just went away again. So why is that happening? Facebook. I was going to read your comment, Steve, but now I can't because it's gone. Okay, let me see if I can get back to it. And there's the comments. Okay. Steve says, I think each of us have had our own personal Jerichos. We feel alone in our walks around it. Maybe, just maybe, we're all walking around Jericho at a different spot around the wall. Some of us are close to the victory. Others may be just recognizing the city and how impossible it seems, how high the walls. And in this family, we have all met at a corner and lifted each other up. Dude, that's beautiful. And yes, so we're all in that march around Jericho, but we're here to encourage each other to hang in there and to keep trusting. So thank you. That's awesome. All right. And Tom, thank you, man. Oh, you're too kind. And Becky says that Megan, her daughter, says the song is Circling Applesauce. So, maybe I'll rewrite the song because I'm a fan of applesauce. I do like applesauce. So, and thank you, Geraldine. And yeah, awesome. So again, if you're popping in a little bit late, we've been doing the top 10 songs that were in the poll on Facebook about a week ago. I just asked you guys, tell me what songs you guys like, and the song that I just did was Circling Jericho. Number 4 was Show Them Jesus, but I just did it a couple weeks ago, so I'm not doing that song tonight. I did number 5 instead, Even If, and now just Circling Jericho. Now let's see what number 2 is. This one really surprised me because this is, generally speaking, songs that are really popular are not going to be downers. And this one is a bummer. This is in fact, whenever I do concerts, I usually warn people ahead of time so they don't feel ambushed, because this is the saddest thing I've ever written for sure. After the Shipwreck. It was the second highest vote getter in the poll, and so I'm going to do that song now. I'm just going to tell you that this song came at a time. Oh no, I left. I was going to. Okay, the thing I was going to read from is over on my desk over here. So I'm just going to. Don't go anywhere. I'm just going to get up and see if I can grab it. There's cables everywhere. I'm going to trip over. Okay. All right. So graceful. After the Shipwreck is a song about calamity. It's a song about in my life, a whole bunch of things that happened all at once over the course of a very short period of time that just felt like my personal boat was just destroyed. Cannonballs came one after another, and I felt like I'm just floating alone in this ocean. And is there anyone coming to rescue me? I don't know. And to me, it felt very much like some of the Psalms where David in particular is lamenting and saying, God, where are you? Are you going to rescue me? I'm down in the lowlands, and so I wanted to read a little bit from this book. This is a series of books that I really love, and it's called Every Moment Holy, and this is volume 2. And in this, on page 314, I just wanted to read a little piece of this, and these are useful in that it is someone who has articulated things that you can be praying. And even if you just read them, they're really interesting and useful, and the language is so rich. Or you can actually pray these. There's nothing wrong with praying a pre-written prayer. There's nothing wrong with that. Sometimes it can be really helpful and really useful and instructive. And so anyway, this is a liturgy for when the long sadness has settled in. Are you near to the brokenhearted, O God? Then be near to me, for I am wearied, worn down, heart crushed, given to tears, acquainted with grief. I feel now so isolated, like one awash in the dark belly of a great sorrow. I am slowly waking from my disbelief, pain, and frustration to find that the life that once was mine is finally and utterly past. I am slowly growing familiar with the splintered edges of my own shattering. And in this season, my grieving seems a solitary, unshareable thing. And I'm going to skip ahead to the last couple of phrases, last couple of bits. So let this accumulated sadness be permanently inscribed on my heart, not as an inventory of irreparable loss, but rather as a promissory note, recording the full measure of all that will one day be restored. Now lead and comfort me, O Christ, until my long grief is seen at last for what it is, a small and passing thing that will one day crumble and give way to unimagined glory. Lead me and comfort me, O Christ, through all my days, until your kingdom is finally and fully realized. Your victory over death is demonstrated complete. All of your good promises are perfectly fulfilled, and sorrow and sighing have fled forever. This song is a lament about when you have reached that moment in your life, and we all get there, often more than once, where you feel so completely alone in your sorrow. It is, as he said, unshareable. There's no way anyone can understand this. And here's the irony of that is that it's the most common and human thing that we all share. And so we feel isolated in grief, but it's also something that we all understand and have all experienced. So I want to do this song. This is After the Shipwreck, and the second most voted song in the poll. And one of my very favorite songs that I've written, but also a really hard one to listen to, hard one to sing. And I hope that it's not just 3 minutes of whining, but 3 minutes of sharing our sufferings. I always tell people when I do this song, if you've experienced the kind of grief that feels like just you're going to drown, and there's just no question you're going down, this song was written to let you know that you are not alone. One after another, the cannonballs came. Now it's all going under, and only wreckage remains, and it feels like I will hasn't been time to grieve yet, clinging to this debris. Still, it's hard to believe it, that this is happening to me, and it feels like I will drown. And one thing is certain, one thing is clear, as the storm starts to worsen and I'm drowning in fear, there will be no rebuilding. It's gone, baby, gone, and I don't know how much longer I'll be holding on. There's no island to swim to, and anyway, my legs feel like lead. Still, I'm praying for rescue, for planes flying overhead, 'cause it feels like I will drown. And one thing is certain, one thing is clear, as the storm starts to worsen and I'm drowning in fear, there will be no rebuilding. It's gone, baby, gone. And if no one comes to save me, I'll never see the dawn. Am I alone in this ocean of loneliness? Is anyone looking for me? 'Cause my strength is failing and I've no breath left for praying, and I will sink like a stone to the deep. 'Cause one after another, the cannonballs came. Certain, only one thing is clear, as the storm starts to worsen and I'm drowning in fear, there will be no rebuilding. It's gone, baby, gone. And I'm surrendering to the current that's pulling me along. I'm really proud of that song. It was a hard one to write, but I feel really good about what it expresses. Part of the fun too of writing a song like this is I wanted it to be, I mean, obviously it's a sad song, but I also wanted it to be interesting musically, and I love a waltz. They're so fun to play. I just enjoy them so much. And so I decided this one would be a waltz. I wrote it in 3/4. And as I was thinking about the theme of the song, I thought, you know what? Let me make it kind of a sea shanty, right? I mean, it's a song about a shipwreck. And so I call it a demented it's hard to say, sea shanty. You try it. It's hard. But I'm very proud of there's the way the bridge works is very Beatlesque, which I enjoyed very much. And there's a vibraphone going on in the bridge, which I think is a really fun production choice. But it says, "Am I in this ocean of loneliness? Is anyone looking for me? Because my strength is failing and I've no breath left for praying, and I will sink like a stone to the deep." Because one after another, those cannonballs came. And if you've ever felt that, I hope it's encouraging to you to know you're not alone. You're not the only one. And so, anyway, thank you guys for voting for that song. It makes me very happy that that's one that you guys felt like was worth, voting for in that poll. So, so After the Shipwreck was number 2. Even if Show Them Jesus, Circling Jericho, After the Shipwreck. And so the number 1 song was really not a big surprise to me. And before I reveal what it is, I'm going to take a look here at, and you're right, Linda. I agree with you entirely. And, oh, okay. That's funny. Oh, I love that song, Tom. That's a great song. Hey there, Natalie. Hello, hello, hello. And yeah, thanks very much. A lot of folks who are saying, yeah, that song speaks. Oops, sorry. That song speaks to them, and they understand the grief of it. I just lost my video. Let's go back. Nope. Sorry, guys. This is fascinating viewing, I'm sure. Here we go. Okay, now I'm back to the live stream. Okay. So I'm going to do this last song. Let me share with you what the highest vote getter was. And again, if I had should have had like a drum roll sound effect or whatever. You'll just have to do one on your own. But the number 1 song was Bright Hope. And that is, of course, the title track of my album that came out just about a year ago, a little over a year ago. And I've told the story of how I wrote it. Boy, I've gone long tonight, so I'm not going to tell the story of how I wrote it. I'm just going to share a little bit about what the song is about and what it means to me. The song is really about that dark moment before the sun is going to rise. And I trust that God is going to be faithful, but I'm circling Jericho. I'm still in that moment before the fulfillment of promises. And the chorus says, I believe, I've never been so desperate to believe. Here in the dark, your light is flooding through my soul with strength for today and bright hope, which of course I stole from Great is Thy Faithfulness. Steal from the best, right? So this is, I'm going to do this without tracks, just make it just piano only. This is Bright Hope. Well, it's been a long and lonely night, and I've tossed and turned and prayed for light. My tears have dried, but my strength is spent, and my faith has been stretched dangerously thin. But slowly, ever so slowly, I'm getting ready to open up my eyes. And your mercy is new every morning. It's got me believing the sun is gonna rise. And I believe, oh, I believe. I've never been so desperate to believe. Here in the dark, your light is flooding through my soul with strength for today and bright hope. Bright hope. And it has been, well, it's been an uphill fight. So much dark, so little light. But I know you'll redeem every heart that I've known. Your faithfulness is my bright hope. And I believe, oh yes, I believe. I've never been so desperate to believe. Here in the dark, your light is flooding what I can't forget. For that is a skill that I have not acquired yet. But this bitterness will surely poison me. Give me the grace to just surrender to your peace. And slowly, ever so slowly, I'm getting ready to open up my eyes. Your mercies are new every morning. It's got me believing the sun will surely rise. And I believe, yes, I believe. I've never been so desperate to believe. Here in the dark, your light is flooding through my soul with strength for today and bright hope. Strength for today and bright hope. Bright hope. Bright hope. Bright hope. Bright hope. Strength for today and your bright hope. Bright hope. All right. I hope that's an encouragement to you. I found that there are songs that somehow do some kind of like healing work in my heart. I've done the song "Bound to Come Some Trouble" by Rich Mullins, which ended up on the poll, number 7 on the poll. And that's by Rich Mullins, and that song has meant so much to me, and getting to record it and have my own arrangement of it was really fun. But the truth is, I just wanted to be able to sing it, and so the fact that some of my music may fill some of that role in your life, just in a small way, is incredibly encouraging to me. So thank you for letting me know the songs that matter to you. Again, just looking at this top 10 list, it's Bright Hope, After the Shipwreck, number 3, Circling Jericho, 4, Show Them Jesus, 5, Even If, Bring Glory, number 6, Bound to Come Some Trouble, number 7, Building an Altar at 8, Enough for You, also called the MAP song, at number 9, and Don't You Lose Heart. You guys have encouraged me just by letting me know what is ministry. Also, as I mentioned at the very beginning, my next single comes out in just 3 weeks. So September 27th, the song "Kind" will be available pretty much, hopefully, everywhere. Normally, I try to get things into the distribution pipeline a couple of months beforehand. I'm doing it 3 weeks beforehand, so it's always possible that maybe it's not going to be in Amazon Music yet. It should be in like Pandora and Spotify and Apple, but you just never know. Sometimes it can take a little longer for things to get through. So anyway, I'm excited about that. If you are a member of the Inner Circle on Patreon, you're going to get to hear it in just a few days. So almost 3 weeks early, you'll get to hear it. So that's exciting. And if you're not a member of the Inner Circle, I want to encourage you to go over there, click on the link in the description here for the Patreon Inner Circle. And if you are unable to do a subscription, like where you support me with $5 a month or whatever, if that's not possible, join at the free level, because I still make some things available free. Not everything, but there are some things. And I think I'll commit to it now. I'm going to make it so that anyone who's a member, even at the free level of Patreon, that you'll get to hear the Kind single when it comes out. So, or before it comes out, a few weeks before it comes out. So anyway, guys, this has been fun. Boy, I went a long time tonight. I'm glad the audio was working better this time, but you guys are awesome. I'm so grateful for your friendship and companionship. And like Steve said earlier tonight, we are all together circling Jericho, trusting in the promises of God, knowing he's going to come through, and together we wrap our arms around each other and encourage one another. So thank you for being part of the Rigganators, and have a great night. God bless you, And I'll see you next time. Bye bye.